Hi, I'm Lorna Kleidman, and this is part 5 of Snatch Basics. In this lesson, we're going to jump a little bit to a more advanced question, but a very common question and something that I struggled with for a long time. And that question is, how long should the backswing be? And is the backswing the same length with a light bell as it is with a heavy bell? So we have to understand first the aspects that come into play with the deceleration, the drop phase of the kettlebell before we can answer that question. So it's not good to just look at YouTube videos and see that somebody has a short backswing, somebody has a longer backswing, which one should I use? The answer is the one that's going to make you most comfortable and relaxed in the backswing is the one you should use. Now, different lifters are going to have different lengths depending on their arm length, their trunk length, but ultimately it's where you find the most relaxation and where your hamstrings and spinal muscles can absorb that negative, that eccentric load on the way down, and then allow the bell to come back up. So you want to make it long enough that actually your grip can also relax for a moment, just a momentary release of the tight grip in that backswing. In the end of the pendulum, before the bell comes back up, there's also a moment when the grip will relax. That's what you want to find. All right, so a lot of times beginners will have either an excessively long backswing or a very short backswing. It takes time to have the proprioception for the correct length, and it's also a matter of training the hamstrings and spinal muscles for that eccentric load. They have to be able to come into play. So an excessively long backswing would look like this. Actually, what happens usually is the bell just takes the lifter because they haven't yet developed the control and that the muscle reflex to absorb and come back up. So with a lot of beginners, it's excessively long because the bell just takes them and then they just try to get it back up by any means. And then the short backswing looks like this. If I can do it. Some lifters can do this very well, but you'll notice that they're very, very strong and they don't need much of a pendulum. So what you want to find, again, is that comfort, the knee buoyancy as the bell comes back, the legs straighten, bend to come back up, and that reflexive muscle initiation. But that's why it's important to practice a full downswing so you can work on the eccentric phase, which is so much harder than bringing it up. All right, so for me, the backswing looks like this. This is where I'm comfortable. And I can relax my grip momentarily. Okay, and let's take a look at how a 12 kg differs from a 24 kg. So that's it for the backswing. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. Let's discuss it. And just remember, if you're going for a set where you're trying to make a really fast pace, then you're going to have a strategy, and the backswing probably will be diminished a little bit. But you have to protect your grip, not overwork it, and still there's a little bit of a relaxation even though you may be shortening the backswing a little bit. So it takes a lot of practice, conditioning, and understanding how to do that. So over the course of 10 minutes, you can get a really high rep. But that's a little more advanced. So we will continue to discuss, and I'll see you next time.